The Wall Street Journal ran an article over this past weekend that most people probably didn't see because there are so many other crazy things going on in the world right now. But the article explains some of the income streams of Donald Trump and brings home the point of how he is all about money. Here are a few interesting quotes from the story. President Trump earned around $57 million from a stake in a family backed cryptocurrency firm last year, according to a new financial disclosure form showing the early returns on a burgeoning digital asset empire. Trump's annual financial disclosure, released by the Office of Government Ethics, reveals his vast and varied income streams and holdings, covering everything from golf resorts to merchandising deals to stock investments in such companies as Apple and Berkshire Hathaway. Trump's total holdings were valued at roughly $1.7 billion, according to a Wall Street Journal analysis. The disclosure form provided a range of value for many assets. The journal used the low end in its calculation, and the actual value could be significantly higher. The $57 million from his stake in the crypto firm World Liberty Financial came from the sale of digital tokens. That provides a glimpse into Trump's earnings from cryptocurrency ventures that were only in their infancy last year and have since expanded substantially. In a matter of months, the Trump family has reached into nearly every corner of the crypto industry. World Liberty Financial, which was started in September, launched this year a dollar-pegged stablecoin, a digital currency meant to store cash or buy other crypto tokens. It has a 1-to-1 exchange ratio with a government-issued currency. The family struck a deal in March to launch a Bitcoin mining company called American Bitcoin, raised more than $2 billion to buy Bitcoin with his social media company, and launched meme coins. Last month, the president hosted a dinner for the 220 biggest holders of the Trump coin. Trump earned about $1.2 million last year in licensing fees from NFT INT LLC, the entity that handles the licensing deal for his digital trading cards, according to the financial disclosure. Trump earned huge sums outside digital assets, according to the disclosure, including roughly $50 million from his Mar-a-Lago resort and $110 million from Trump Endeavor 12, a Miami-based golf course and resort company. Trump earned $1.3 million in royalties from the Greenwood Bible, which sold a Trump-branded God Bless the USA Bible, with the country music singer Lee Greenwood. The president earned $2.5 million from Trump-branded sneakers and fragrances, another $2.8 million from watches, and about $1 million from a Trump-branded guitar. Now, while Donald Trump is a very wealthy man, he's not yet nearly in the category of the ultra-wealthy such as Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and the like. But I think that could change over the next year or two, and here's why. Trump already has a documented history of self-dealing, which occurs when a person in a position of trust or fiduciary duty uses that position to benefit themselves at the expense of the entity they are supposed to serve. As president, Trump is not only in the perfect position to greatly enrich himself, but he is doing so already, and not just with tangible assets, but with cryptocurrencies and meme coins. Because of his immense political power, he can literally conjure up extreme wealth for himself and his family. What makes this fascinating from a biblical point of view is that there is a direct connection between the final Antichrist and the wealthiest person mentioned in the Bible. That person, of course, was King Solomon. Not only was King Solomon the wealthiest person of anyone mentioned in the Bible, he was almost certainly the second wealthiest person in all of human history, behind only Mansa Musa, who was the ruler of the Mali Empire in the 14th century. In 2025 money, King Solomon's wealth would be valued at more than $2 trillion, or 5 to 10 times more than any of today's ultra-wealthy, or, to put it another way, more than the top 10 billionaires in the world combined. King Solomon also happens to share a specific number with the Antichrist, and that number is 666, which is mentioned in Revelation 13:18 about the Antichrist, and in 1 Kings and 2 Chronicles about King Solomon receiving 666 talents of gold. The 666 connection between the Antichrist and King Solomon, the wealthiest man in the Bible who had a profound love of gold, tells us that King Solomon was a type or foreshadowing of the final Antichrist. Because of this connection between the Antichrist and King Solomon, I am convinced that it is very possible that over the next few years, we will see Donald Trump becoming the wealthiest person on earth. Now, it remains to be seen whether he gains that wealth through self-dealing of cryptocurrency or other assets, which he now has the perfect opportunity to do. But in my view, it does make perfect sense that Christianity's golden idol will become the richest man in the world. After all, the love of money is the root of all evil.